Hey everyone, it's Sharon again. I was asked a question, so I wanted to answer it. I was specifically asked, what is trauma? And it's a great question. I think we assume that people know what trauma is, but maybe we don't. And so let me explain it in a way I think that will make sense. Here's the technical definition of trauma. Trauma involves an event or series of events that cause stress reactions from a child or adult that persist and disrupt their daily life and development even after the event ends. So let me give you an example. And, all right, let's say you've been in a car accident. And during the accident, maybe I've had this happen where you could see it coming and you freeze, like you don't do anything, you just kind of sit there. Or maybe you're gonna hit that, you know it's gonna hit, and you bunch up so that, hey Holly, so that you bunch up and that you're like tightening up and you're ready for that. That's kind of like that fight reaction. Your body tenses up and protects itself. Or maybe you see it coming and you swerve your car, whatever, and that's that flight. All right, so that's an example of that fight, flight, or freeze. All right, but let's say the accident happens. Your car is damaged. Obviously you're okay, but you're sitting there and you're shaking and you're upset. And then everything, the police come, whatever you need to do. All right, then the car goes to the shop and you get the car back. Here's where there's a difference between what consists of trauma and non-trauma. If after this massive accident, you've gotten your car back and all of this, if you're able to get in that car and drive again, then the accident wasn't traumatic. It didn't persistently affect your life after it happened. But let's say you get that car back and you can't think about driving it. Like you look at it and you start feeling those experiences again. Your heart starts to race. Or let's say you get in the car and all you can see is what happened right before that accident. I went through this. I actually had an accident a few years ago, and for quite a while, I would dream just about that airbag. All I could see was white, when the airbag comes out. And I remember dreaming about that white. All I saw was white for a while. If that persists, if you cannot get back in that car, or if you get in the car and you're driving like 2 miles per hour because you're so worried you're going to get hit again, that's trauma. Trauma is an experience that persists. And here's the thing. What I have found is people tend to try and measure trauma and compare it to other events. Here's the thing. Everybody's experience of trauma is different. So I could be in a car accident and be fine, have no trauma related to it. Somebody else could be in the exact same car accident, same circumstances, same amount of injury, same amount of damage to the car, and it could affect their life. We all react to events differently. We cannot know how something is going to affect one person or another in terms of how they're going to have a traumatic effect or not. So here's the thing. A child can be abused and they may be very resilient and they may be able to get over it. Another child can be neglected and it could affect them for years. So that is the definition of trauma. Trauma is not the event. Trauma is your reaction to that event. And we cannot discount that those reactions are real. So if a kid seems like they're overreacting, we're going to hear that a lot as foster parents and adoptive parents. You'll hear that from your friends. You'll hear that from your family. Well, your child just overreacts. It's not overreacting. It is just the way their brain reacted to that event. All right. So trauma is personal. Trauma is based on how you react to a specific event or series of events. And trauma is, it cannot be, you can't anticipate who's going to have a traumatic reaction and who's not. All right. I hope that kind of clarifies everything in such a way that it makes a little bit of sense. on what trauma is and what we're talking about when we're talking about this. Um, oh, great, Holly. I'm glad that makes sense to you, that trauma isn't the event, it's the reaction. That's exactly right. All right, everyone. I hope that clarifies things, and I will talk to you later. Bye.